Hello, my beautiful Capricorns. Oh my goodness, I've missed you guys so much. And I hope you've all been happy, healthy, and well. This is what I want to hear. So, welcome to your reading. Those of you who've been following me for a while, you know how I usually operate. The first half of the video will be about your situation, what you may be going through. I tend to stick to love, but anything can really come out. And the second half of this video will be about your soulmate, okay? How they're feeling about you, what's going on with them. Now, keep in mind with a general reading, it may or may not resonate with your situation, and the energies can definitely be flip-flopped. But also, for something tailored to your specific situation, you will need a private reading, okay? And I do offer live one-on-one readings and also pre-recorded readings. Most of you seem to choose the live readings, which is my favorite option as well. We get to talk a little bit. It's a little more personal. But let's get started here, okay? So Capricorn, I feel like I may do this reading a little differently actually than I normally do, because I'm getting kind of an energy of, I don't know, like two different situations. It may be that it will be singles and, those of you who are, maybe broken up from a soulmate, because it feels like there's two different scenarios or maybe two different groups watching this. I think I'll do the first half, kind of more, because it feels like separation kind of energy. The second half, I'll maybe split it like that. But right now, I gotta say, there is someone I feel out there. There's this three of pentacles, and I get like an energy of, I don't know if you've been trying very hard with somebody. It feels like I'm in a bit of a rut. And I feel like, I'm doing a lot of work, or I did a lot of work in a relationship for somebody. This can even be, friendship. It feels very much like I'm giving somebody chances. Maybe, one too many chances, how you are feeling. Because it feels like, and I feel like I'm also, that I love whoever this is very much. Feels like, you don't necessarily maybe want to go, but you're thinking about it. It feels like it's getting very hard. It's been very difficult. Let me see here. It's the Seven of Pentacles. There's this big, and I feel like this is maybe how you want to feel, or how it should feel in a way. There's almost like this energy coming through here of like, I shouldn't be feeling this way in a relationship. It feels like somebody is dragging you down, or you feel like maybe somebody is dragging you down, maybe not treating you like, I almost want to say like the wife or like the husband you deserve to be. Or, for those of you, that are still in maybe the girlfriend, boyfriend stage, depending on how it is, it just feels like you're not being treated the way, and I almost want to say it like this, just very blanket, like the way you should be. And it also feels like almost an energy of, like before you were with this person, you didn't feel this way. Or almost you felt better about yourself. It's weird, but that's kind of what I feel. It's almost like you were, maybe when you were single, or just did not have this person in your life, you maybe felt a little more balanced. It's hard to say what I'm feeling or to convey it appropriately. I just hope it's clear enough. Because it feels almost like, okay, a relationship, I want to feel this way in it. Maybe you're not getting, again, it just feels like proper treatment, or you almost feel single in this connection. It's almost like, am I even in a relationship? Why am I even in one? It feels like I'm not. Ooh, the Hermit. Four of Cups. No, there's a big energy coming through. There's the Sun. It feels like, goodness, Ace of Wands. It's almost like I feel like I'm holding on to somebody, and I want them to act a certain way. I want them to treat me like they say they want to, or treat me how they maybe say they feel. Okay, it's almost like you say you feel this way about me, but you're not doing. It feels like there's a lack of either action, or like maybe feelings or have been said or discussed. It's almost like they say one thing, or they say how they feel, but their actions don't match it. A lot of you may even be in this stage of, when you're with someone and you're in that stage, like, of the, okay, well, are we going to commit? Are we going to be exclusive? It just feels like that, and maybe you're getting annoyed at it. It feels like you want to take it to another stage, or you want some element of consistency, something that you can depend on, or even, I want to say, someone, but it more feels like maybe the nature itself of the relationship, how it's going, and more the actions that are being taken by your partner, by your soulmate, whoever you're dealing with right now, doesn't seem to be making your life stable. Or you don't feel that way. It's almost like, I want to call this my own, and it doesn't feel like it is. And it feels like it's getting to the point, where maybe you have said something, like, or you're about to. Because I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to almost lose interest, but it's more feeling like a royal kind of tell-off to a point. I also feel an energy of, there may be a lot of flirty kind of energy, or sexual energy, passion for you, but that passion is one thing. A relationship is something completely different. A relationship is maybe something, more long-term, is about building foundations, like, do you want to commit with me? Do you want to build a life with me? And for a lot of you, it feels like it's at a point where you've known someone or been having dealings with someone for a long enough time for that to be decided upon or be established. And I feel like whoever you're with may be dragging their feet in the mud a little bit, but to the point where, okay, well, by now it's like you should know, or we should be, however you want to word it, like acting a certain way. Whether it's, I don't know, introducing me to people, or maybe even for some of you, it could be getting off dating sites. It feels like leading towards more an exclusive thing. Now, for those of you, though, who you've maybe been dealing with someone and it is exclusive, it more feels like, okay, well, are we going to do this? Maybe some of you have been seeing someone too, and there is a connection, but it feels like they're not treating you as maybe priority. I don't like to say that word, priority number one, because I find it to be a little annoying. But I want to say it as like a priority, because I think realistically, we know, or we should know, that when you're with someone, anyone, husband, wife, priority. It's not like, yes, you're the main priority, but everyone else has other priorities as well. Friends, other obligations, friends, family, as it should be. But what it feels like is, I want to say it as, you don't feel like even maybe you are a priority to them. That's how I like to kind of word it. Because I feel if you, it's almost like you don't feel important to them or special to them. Like you do have that kind of priority in their life. It honestly more just feels like they're not committing to you, or making you feel like you are the one they want to build something with, like actually build a life with. I feel like I'm being ignored. I feel like calls, like maybe they're very lackadaisical with it. It's almost like you're not even a priority to them, or you feel this way. And I feel like some of you have maybe even told them why. It feels like it's getting to that point and things are brewing, and it's like you're getting annoyed at them. I feel you've been understanding, or you've been trying to be understanding, and it's reaching ahead. Decisions are about to be made. And I don't feel like you necessarily want to leave this person. It just feels more like you may have to. It's hurting you maybe too much. You feel like it may be a waste of your time. Let me see. Anything else for okay, the Hermit came out again. Yeah, no, there's this energy of, like, what am I doing? Like, is this the right thing for me? The Emperor. Ten of Cups. I know what I feel. It's like, I want to feel like this. This is how it should be. Ten of Cups. We should be, depending on where you are, what stage you're at in your relationship, just take it with a grain of salt. It feels like, okay, we should be living together, but, I want to live with you. If it's at that stage, some of you, it's just, will you at least commit to me? And it just more feels like you want more quality time with this person. You want to do things with them. You want it to be an actual relationship. And what it's feeling like is maybe they're not giving you enough time. Not even that. It just feels like they're not putting you, or you feel like they are not putting you or giving you a place in their life that is almost, I want to say, up to par with your expectations, maybe. Just feels like I'm not with you, like you're not including me, you're not telling me, sometimes, right? I mean, people are going to go out, and as it should be, I mean, if you have boyfriend, girlfriend, right, they're allowed to have their own friends and do things without you. But what it more feels like is them not even maybe even talking about it, oh, we went here and we did this, and oh my God, it was a great time. It just feels like you may feel shut out or not even a part of their life, and it's starting to annoy you. You mean, in a way, it's like when you have best friend, right? You kind of always feel a little included in what they do. You talk, so what did you do? Did you have fun, right? And tell me about it. Oh, that was nice, right? We did this, this, and this. Did you have a good time? It just feels like they just kind of are getting used to you, or kind of just taking you for granted a little bit. Like you're having to fight for too much. And it feels like you have either released them or you're getting ready to. It almost feels like, I feel like I'm single. I'm also getting like energy of, I'm hearing this, like, okay, work is one thing, right? We all have to work, and somebody, a guy or a girl, right, that has a, job and commitments, that is something that you want. And I think is, desirable. You don't want a lazy bum, okay? Who you're just, even like, just somebody who does not want to get their hands dirty, that moans at doing work, or even, whether it's, let's say it's like a job, even, like house chores, when things break, do they fix it? Are they a Mr. or Mrs. Fix It? Or, do they bring it into the show? Do they deal with things? It's good to have someone, that's a very good trait, but you also, need someone who knows how to balance that out. Whether it's work, work and this and stuff, you need someone who balances that out and puts you in a way in the place that you deserve. That is actually a relationship, not some, okay, like I'm working and then you're my entertainment, you're my stress ball at the end of the day. That's not how it works. And that's where I feel maybe you're feeling like you are. Like you're just kind of a convenience to them. Now whether they actually feel this way, not, but I don't feel their actions are stepping up to what they say they feel. So let me see now what's going on with them. Okay, Page of Pentacles, Hierophant. Oh, I know what I feel. There's this energy of like a commitment phobe. It feels like commitment, is, oh God, it almost feels like the relationship, or they feel like it's almost getting too much for them. I feel like they do not want to lose you. I feel they have feelings to you, and it feels like maybe they could be pulling away or have pulled away a little bit, or you may feel this or sense this, see this. They feel like they're scared of, I don't know, like including you too much for some reason, or making you a priority. I just want to say, even though I don't like saying it, like priority number one, you need to feel that way, like you are. And I just, it feels like they're not giving you, it feels like they're giving you a little, but it almost feels like you're single. Two of Wands and the Eight. Okay, there's a big energy here of like, I'm so overwhelmed in my life, and I want this relationship. This is an energy, I'm telling you, this is someone who wants their cake. It doesn't feel bad, okay? The energy doesn't feel bad, like a user. I don't really feel a user. What I feel more, though, is somebody who is not emotionally and mentally prepared to offer you this. They want, in theory, they want it. It feels good. It feels right. They want it to go in this direction. But I do feel them stalling, and it feels like a lot of them, the relationship looks good, right? It feels good. But it feels like they're not really getting what a relationship really is. It feels like they want all the benefits of a relationship, like a, kind of close, someone to go to, someone to have, romantically, sexually, emotionally, right? But then when it comes down to the commitment part of like, okay, you're mine or I'm yours, in a way. We're dependent, not codependent, but, like we depend on each other. We help each other. We do for one another. We make one another, a part of our lives. It doesn't feel like it's happening because it feels like they're a little afraid to do that with you. A lot of you, it's like they're afraid of marriage. They're afraid of kind of legally, doing things, fully committing to someone. And what it feels like too is it's almost like they need a little advice from somebody older than them. It feels like their intents aren't necessarily bad towards you. I don't feel it. It just feels like you're on two different levels. I feel like maybe they got, a dose. Here you are as the queen. You know what you want, and they're more intimidated or afraid by the reality of what it actually is. It's like, okay, they want something from high school. You're ready to settle down and really do this. They're resisting, and it more feels like annoying. Like, what are you, 16? Or are you a grown-ass man or woman? Do you know what you want? But what it feels like is they need some advice maybe from the older generation. From somebody who, kind of has their life set, has their relation. And like, you know what? It's almost like I want to say, I'm seeing an image like kind of a mature man or woman kind of giving this little boy or girl a talk. Like, listen, it's all good and dandy, when you're this, that, when you're dating, right, when you're a couple. But then the time comes to settle down, and you need to make a choice. You need to just do it. Either do it or get out, because you're wasting people's time. Your own as well. And it feels like, it's more like a matter of growing up. You're ready to stop playing around and settle down now, or, you can just continue what you're doing. And that's what it feels like they could use. Just feels like they're withholding from you the full essence that they could be giving out of their own fear. The wheel. It's almost like they're coming up with this weird fear that like you're going to take over their life and stop them from their dreams, or now I can't go out with my friend. It may be that, or like feeling pressure, and it just feels like maybe they're looking at it the wrong way, honestly. It just feels like it's almost like kind of a roommate versus, okay, are you a husband and a wife? Or are you husband, depending if they're the same sex, right? Are you partners? Are you husband and is this my husband? Is this my wife? And they're going to have to grow up out of this. I don't feel that, but it feels like they're afraid for some reason that their life it is going to be like taken over. And it feels like I still want my freedom. They maybe need reassurance of that from you. Because no relationship should be like jail, first of all. The bulk of you, though, it just more feels like they're not fully, or they're not grown, okay? But I will say this, though, maybe I don't know if it's for a crosswatch or something out there. It could be I'm going to say it this way. Some of you, not all of you, because it doesn't feel like the bulk of that, but, are you asking too much too soon, depending on where this relationship is? Or, because it feels like this person feels they're being controlled or doesn't want to be. So the bulk, though, it just feels like they're not stepping up. But for some people out there, you may need to rein yourself in. But not all. It doesn't really feel it that way. It just feels like I had to say that, though. No. It doesn't really feel like that. It more feels like they're not growing up. Oh yeah, it's this energy of like, what the, what the F, what the hell, are we going to do this or not? Are we going to, spend time? Like, why do I have to ask you to do this or beg you for this? Or now, a lot of them know. I know what I feel, and it's more like they're not growing up. It's almost like it went from like asking nicely to demanding, and I get it, and but this person just feels like they're scared, and they may need like an older person to give them advice. They may even be, I'm getting this energy of like looking at, oh, the divorce rate, like they're looking at relationships that failed, and it feels like that's scaring them off in a way, but that's not really a good idea. They may be like watching videos about, it just feels like they're kind of getting themselves in a, like their feathers ruffled, and it's like giving me the heebie jeebies, and I don't, it's like, do you want this to work or not? I mean, a lot of relationships fail, the reasons can't be generalized. But like, who are you looking at that's making you fit? And it's you have to, just reading certain things, or watching videos on it. You need to like look if you're going to study something like that. You need to go into the details, because a lot of times, right, when one person, I always say that there's three sides to the story. There's this person's perspective, that person's perspective, and then what actually the reality of it, you know? This one blames this one blames that one, but then the truth is in between. And it just feels like they're kind of, it's almost like, do you want to be single? Just be, but they don't want to be because they don't want to lose the relationship, but they're coming out like they don't want to lose their freedom, or it's like getting too much for them. Let me see how they feel about you. What is this book? No, I don't even have to throw for that. No, they care about you. Well, they do. Justice card. Let me see any action this person may take, because it just feels like they're afraid of commitment. They're afraid of marriage. They're afraid. The justice card is they're making it legal, making it official, like making it a part of their life. Ace money. A lot of them. It's almost like they need reassurance, either that you're not in it for money, or they could just be creating shit in their head, or like, you're going to take away my stability, change me, try to do this, it's like, it's not about that. It's more like, if you're going to be with someone, you got to change a little, they need to change a little. It's both people adapting to one another. And what I also feel, there is an energy of somebody maybe with a little like subpar boundaries. If this person, see, there's the Hierophant, and it feels like it's commitment is what it is. It's either marriage or like making it official. They seem to kind of are used to being single, or maybe have had some bad experiences. But what I feel is Judgment. Now here's Judgment, Nine of Pentacles reverse. It's interesting how it came reversed. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to maybe not be in a relationship. It just feels like they are afraid of what may come from it, or what it means. And they may suffer from like lack of boundary. I know what I feel, and it's almost like this energy of them maybe trying to please you, or because it does feel like for a time it was going okay. But what I feel is they need to be more, I know what I feel. they need to maybe start being more genuine with you when they don't want to do something, when they need alone time, or, like, I want to do this today, but kind of just includes you. And I think you would be okay with that. Because what it feels like is they're almost begrudging it because maybe they didn't want to do things in the past, but did them anyway, but didn't voice how they felt because they didn't want to upset the other person. And that's what I kind of feel, or upset you. But what I also feel is that is actually very healthy. Relationships cannot be one-sided. And there has to be honesty. One cannot be afraid of upsetting the other, because then you're not getting to really know the real person. If someone doesn't want to do something or not go somewhere, it has to be said, and at least let it be known, I don't want to go, or I'm not looking to go to this restaurant tonight. I can't afford it, or this and that, or for whatever the hell it may be, or this one makes me uncomfortable. I don't really want to. Whatever the situation is, they have to start, and maybe they weren't honest about certain things in the past, and it's starting to build up. They may be afraid to reveal these things. Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Whereas you may be more vocal about it, but also it's almost like an energy of, but how are you, the viewer, like you, going to know that if, they don't like something, but, they're doing it, and it's almost like they're not giving you the chance to get it, or to, maybe if you heard, ooh, you don't like that, oh, well, we don't have to do that. It's almost like they're not giving you the chance to respect them, because maybe they're fearing upsetting you. But then in the end, it upsets you because now they're pulling away. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they're stabbing themselves in the foot here. Be open, be honest. That's what this person is. But see, I do feel they love you. And I feel though, like, almost like a good conversation about it may do this. Because it just feels like they want to maybe feel some more control in their situation. But it feels more one-sided, like they're not giving you the benefit of the doubt. Somebody, it feels like is kind of hiding things and not expressing the truth. Which again, right? So let's say something like, I'm not in the mood to, I don't know. Let's say it's something like this. Like, look, I'm not in the mood to go to your parents' house tonight. I don't want to hang out with your sister and I just want to be alone tonight. I just want to be us tonight, or I just want to relax tonight. Had a long day at work. I'm not in the mood, right? Them saying that is valid. Right? And maybe you would adjust your plan. Oh, listen, they're not in the mood tonight. We're just going to stay in, or whatever. Or maybe it can be like, I don't know. Friday nights aren't good for me, because like when I get home, I'm really tired from work, and maybe like, like it could be the days things are happening, or them not really opening up. Like, I'm tired, I need rest. It could be anything like that. I'm just throwing out different scenarios. And it just feels like if there was more honesty or genuineness on their part, more where they're not afraid to ruffle your feathers, as you shouldn't be afraid to ruffle their feathers, things could get worked out. There could be an understanding. But instead, what it feels like they're doing is just kind of pulling back and maybe not telling you the real reason, what it is. And that could be from like lack of boundaries. For me, boundaries aren't just, being able to, I don't know, like know what's not your problem and like stay back and this and that. No. Boundaries are also about being vocal, not aggressive, being vocal. Like, I like this, but I don't like that. I'll do it this time, right? But not all the time. You know what I mean? Boundaries are also being able to express yourself properly. Boundaries aren't just walls or picket fences. I don't like wall. I more like to say like a little fence, okay? But boundaries are also being open enough to express, I like this, I don't like that. Let me see how this relationship looks like it's going to go, and then I'm going to do that other part of the reading that I felt. Let me see how to best handle this. The Star, Five of Pentacles, Page of it. There's them again. I feel like if you pull away, they'll start to respond. Do your thing. Go out with your friends. Don't beg them. Live your life. Do your thing, and it feels like it will draw them, more towards you. Maybe like I'm not going to beg you, like you're a grown-ass man, you're a grown-ass woman, something like that. But don't say that to them until they approach you, like, where have you been? You know what I mean? Don't say, just do it quietly. That's the advice that I feel. And like, let them ponder it, let them stew. It feels like then they will step by. Because I feel like action being taken towards you. Some of you at some point, there's almost this energy of, okay, well, if you're not going to treat me like a, be it a future wife or like a future husband, okay, well, then I'm going to start acting like I'm single. And by doing that, it may hurt, but it's kind of like an energy of, you don't want to waste your time, but, it feels like more detach from them and do your thing. Don't beg them for their time. Turn the tables. That's kind of what I feel here. And by doing that, it feels like it may, it'll kind of get a fire under their ass. It may annoy them. It may, because some people get used to, in a way, like, begging and this and that. Like, don't beg. At some point you do, you kind of, but then it gets to a point where you need to just kind of see what they're doing and like, okay, bye. You just pull back and do your thing. That I feel it feels like it'll kind of spark something. It'll spark a conversation. Pull back. And then the discussion may happen. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. And it feels like it may bring out some, uncomfortable feelings in them, but they need to face it. It feels like it'll spark what they've been holding on to, all the secrets, their fears and whatnot, okay? So that's what I feel for that half of the reading. Now, let me get into the other portion of the Cap, because I felt like this is more an energy of, like, maybe like either fully single, things are going good, or you're in a relationship and things are working out right now. There's a big energy here of, oh my goodness, like, I feel like business success. I feel like you're on top of the world. I really feel like life has been good to you, and you feel successful. You feel like prayers have been answered. You've taken proper action, rejected who you had to. It's really feeling like good. And I feel it as in a way, like in all forms, materially and spiritually. Four of Swords. There's a big energy coming through here of kind of, I feel you've maybe let go of, it feels like your circle, your friend circle, your support circle, your, really, again, boyfriend, girlfriend, family. There's almost this energy of, you've let go, I feel, of people who have not been there for you. Or, who've shown you consistently enough. Because again, not everybody's going to be there for you all the time, right? We need to be understanding of that and not expect too much. There's definitely certain expectations, but what it feels like is, more people who, if they can't be there for you, they will respect you and tell you, listen, but they'll make you feel a certain way. They'll give you an excuse, but it's a good one. It's the truth. It's something you can respect. And what it feels like is you've cut people out of your life who just were not there for you, who didn't, especially, and even in a relationship sense, this is like people who are either unhealed, holding on to an ex, depressed, anxious, whatever you want to call, don't have themselves in balance. It just feels more like holding on to their past. And it more feels like, again, like commitment issues or whatever the hell it was. Maybe even, in a relationship sense, like people who did you dirty, who weren't prepared to get into it. Whatever you want to call it, it just feels like you dropped that. Left them to their own devices and it worked out for you. Especially too in the friend circle. I do feel like you've cut out some friends. Or people who, could even be like acquaintances. And it just feels like people who maybe did not have good intentions for you. Some of you, there's this energy. Maybe you're with a guy or a girl right now who has an ex, but it doesn't feel like they're maybe emotionally attached. It more feels like maybe a bitter ex or a bitter one, like you could be getting married or maybe even like living together or about to, and it feels like the ex, there could be kids involved, that the ex is worried for some reason, and it feels like more money wise. It feels like maybe they don't want their ex to move on with somebody new because it'll interfere with their life for some reason. It feels a little gross to me. They feel a little nasty, bitter, but it's more like about their life. They're selfish. And it feels like maybe you're rising above that. You're not really a lot of you, I feel like there's like a happy relationship going on here and someone who's about to commit to you. But the ex feels like a problem. It could be an ex-wife or an ex-husband, depending on your situation. But it feels like they're more like worrying about their money. Are you still going to support me? Are you going to this? Or, whatever. Are you going to still make my life? It just feels like a little bit gold diggery. And I don't like it. And they need to maybe be put in their place. Get a reality check. It makes them uncomfortable that their ex is in a relationship with you. Yeah, I get an energy of someone who's a little used to, you know what it feels like? If let's say like they have kids, all right, and they're getting child support, it just feels like they're used to having themselves like catered to, or like having the ex-husband or ex-wife kind of do things for them that so they can kind of like live their life in a certain way. it's a little nasty. But if they were to go out and get a boyfriend and girlfriend, oh, well, you're going to need to do this, this, and that. It feels like the party's kind of over for whoever that is. Because it feels like it's someone who's used to getting either money support or like time, someone who just always kind of lets them do what they want. So just beware of that. But I feel almost like you have a handle on it. But I feel like it's more. I heard the word inheritance too. It's just they're money hungry, support hungry. They're worried more about their material life. A lot of you, I see a big business deal going through as well. Kind of like a financial boon. Empress. I actually feel an energy of, it's interesting, you may have like almost like a windfall of money come through, but it's almost like this energy of maybe people who didn't want to work with you before, who maybe underestimated you, or underestimated your project, or you as a person. It feels like you kind of succeed, and then people are begging to work with you or begging to be around you again. See anything else? Yeah, there's almost an energy of you making a lot of people uncomfortable because of your success. Yeah, you're taking a risk, and there's almost like an energy of, people are pissed that they didn't get their cut, or, you saw through their bullshit, and they're annoyed. They want a piece. They're looking up to you. It's like, oh, damn, I should have, done that. I should have, trusted them or whatever. But I feel like their head they were in this energy, nasty. Capricorn is devil, but I don't feel that as you. I feel that as them, like their own greedy, kind of nasty energy, and it bit them in the ass. Keep doing what you're doing. Let me see here. Anything else for this group of Capricorn? This feels like you're okay. Keep doing your work. It feels like a lot of financial success in the coming weeks, even months. I feel a lot of success coming to whatever, it just feels like I'm seeing like it just feels like whatever you do for a living, it feels like there will be a boon, or you will feel stable. Or again, if you're like somebody who has your own business, or, you're looking for, you run something where like you need people to do things. I feel like people will join you, support you. And I see a lot of wish fulfillment. But it does feel like an energy, too, of maybe people who didn't trust you or didn't want to work, they may be coming back to you, too. People who you maybe cut ties with business-wise, or made like a business choice or whatever. They may have looked down upon you. It feels like, are going to maybe be begging to work with you. They're feeling guilty about it. Or not even guilty is the wrong word. Like, they feel like an ass. They underestimated you. Yeah, no, there is somebody around, I'm telling you, that's very jealous of you. And again, this could be that energy of the, if you're with someone right now and there is an ex involved, be careful of the ex. The ex feels like a bitter, jealous one who it's like maybe seeing you, with their, I feel like they're spying on you, watching what you're doing, and they don't like it. They just feel like they're all about themselves. They don't want to see their person move on. And it's more like a money thing, or oh, but you're still this or you're still that, for something like that. And if it's kids, that's what it feels like too. Again, the kids are, yes, the priority. But that feels like someone who's going to use the kids against them, or uses the kids against them, or for an excuse. It's more like, in reality, they're just being selfish. So that's what I feel. Let me just get you a final piece of advice, maybe from... First of all, just keep doing what you're doing in terms of business. Keep doing what you're doing in terms of business. Your career. Don't let anybody take away from you. Keep an open mind. Okay, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Oh, this is your life's purpose. And use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Career feels okay, I gotta tell you. But I also, just use your imagination and you'll see the answer. What it feels like is you already know the answer. This more feels like that first situation that I was picking up on. Positive thoughts create positive. That person in the first situation really feels like they're thinking very negatively. And what they need to do is kind of think positively. It's like you're looking at all maybe the failures, but what about the successes? Look more at what successful people do, or successful marriage, or whatever, or successful relationships, successful couples, rather than the ones that fail. There's self-respect. Always respect yourself. And this feels like, too, in any situation, in relationships. Again, like, don't be begging for people's time. You see them not giving it, don't beg them for it. Ask. But, if you start seeing that they're not, then goodbye. Now, funny, there's make a commitment. Dear Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me your strength. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. This is about, I think, not taking relationships lightly with anyone in your life. But I feel like when you do it, do it. And I think to have people around you, too, who imitate that or share that same, what I just said, that's where you really succeed and thrive with environments like that. See, and ultimately, look, you deserve love. And in a way, you do, but you see the you deserve love part, it's an energy, too. It's a double-edged sword. It's, yes, you deserve it, but so then you need to act like you deserve it. You have to act accordingly as well. All right? So I hope this reading resonated with you. I'm sending you all so much love. And please let me know down in the comments, all your thoughts. I read everything that you guys write. So thank you very much for that. And I'll hear from you soon, okay? Have a beautiful week. Bye-bye now.